And we are live.
All right.
Hello, Ordinary Elephant.
Hello, John Lewis.
Hi.
How y'all doing?
We're good. Good.
Good, good.
We're doing all right. Yeah.
Hey,
Louisiana.
I see we've got a number of folks watching already, which is awesome. And I'm just going to give a little spiel about the warming house, and then we can chat for a few minutes, and then we'll let you play a bunch of music. So, um, thanks so much for being here. Hey, everyone, really glad to have you here for another day of our May soiree at the Warming House. So, we have been doing shows every day in May at 4 o'clock. Uh, in part, that is to celebrate the fact that the Warming House turned 4 years old this month. And so, uh, this is our daily birthday party in May, and glad to have you all be a part of it. What we've done is invited a bunch of our favorite artists who have played there at the Warming House over the years to come and hang out with us for a bit and chat for a little while, and then play songs. And we're really excited to have Ordinary Elephant here today. A little bit about the Warming House. We in the normal world, we did about 150 ticketed shows each year. Um, and in addition to ticketed shows, we would do community events, including open mics, songwriter workshops, Saturday morning jams. We did music business night once a month, all kinds of cool things like that. Um, since the COVID-19 crisis hit, uh, we have been shut down. So we closed our doors May 15th, I believe, was our last show. Um, and
March.
uh, it's been a few months here now where we haven't done anything live in person, but we've been privileged to be able to bring a bunch of great artists online with us and do virtual shows like this, which is, I guess, as close as we can come at this point, anyway. Um, Hopefully, someday in the not too distant future, at some point and in some fashion, we'll be back doing live stuff. But at this point, we really don't know when that will be or what that will look like exactly. So, um, these shows are, as you can tell, because you're here and watching it, they are free. But we do encourage donations and tips. Anything that does come in, we will split 80% to Ordinary Elephant and 20% to the Warming House. I will be posting links to PayPal and Venmo shortly that you can use to send any donations that you would like to. Um, and that is probably way more than enough from me. So, again, welcome, Pete and Crystal, Ordinary Elephant. So great to have you here.
Thank you. It's so
Thank-
great to be here. This
Yeah.
is it's such a cool thing that y'all are doing. Because we've done some of the live streams, but it's nice seeing another face that you're talking with. You know.
Yeah, this is kind of a nice platform where you do get to interact a little bit, and it's not too horribly delayed or anything. And it's so yeah, it's actually been really nice for us to get to just hang out a little bit with musicians that we love again, and to chat and kind of catch up. So. Um, so you all are down in Louisiana right now, is that correct? Or?
We are. Yeah. This is our home now, and it's where I grew. I grew up in Louisiana, about 30 minutes from where we live now.
Okay,
So
awesome.
yeah, I know you. When we met you, we were living on the road full time,
Right.
which we did for 5 years.
Exactly. So has it been like a little over a year that you've been in this place now, or
Less than a year.
Well,
less than a
yeah.
year?
Yeah,
Okay.
we probably moved in beginning of September, I think.
Like
Okay.
officially, but we weren't really
But-
like here until
Yeah.
the end of last year.
Okay.
Like we were still like we got here and like dropped off some things and then left again.
We had a couple
Yeah,
tours
yeah.
to finish
Right.
off the year and
Yeah.
stuff.
So it's kind of just been since the holidays basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If I remember right, you have a few dogs that live with you too. Is that?
We do. We've got a pack.
have they adjusted to life
Have
in a
they
house?
adjusted? That's a yeah. They are not going to remember how to be road dogs when it's time to be road dogs again. Is what I'm worried about.
The virus is the best thing that's happened to them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They're
yeah.
like, this is the best.
They love our yard and just hanging out. And they're spoiled even more so.
Yeah, our
Possible.
dog has been pretty happy that we're home 24 hours a day, 7 days a week as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. What kind of dog do you have?
I've got a dachshund.
Oh,
So yeah. So he
dachshund.
may make an appearance here if he gets rambunctious. I might have to
So.
pick him up. So
One of ours is probably part dachshund.
Uh-huh.
She's a scruffy terrier thing, but she's very long. So
Nice,
I'm pretty sure
nice.
she's got some of that mixed in.
that's awesome. Well, I was just remembering. I think a year ago, right now, I was hanging out with you guys in Kerrville,
Yeah,
and
that's so true. Yeah, man.
it's kind of crazy. I mean, were you planning to go back this year around now?
We
or-
weren't. We weren't gonna.
Okay.
We were gonna be in
We'll be
up
on
in the
tour.
Midwest right
Yeah.
now.
Oh,
Not
okay.
quite as far west as you guys, but
Yeah, yeah.
Michigan?
yeah, I think we were. I don't even remember now. But
Yeah.
somewhere up there. So sadly,
Sure.
we would not have been able to be there in person. But
Right, right.
They are doing some virtual campfires that to try and keep that tradition going.
yeah,
And,
like these little Zoom.
Yeah,
Like each of the different campfires are.
I checked that out Saturday and actually
Oh, how was it?
it was pretty fun actually. Yeah.
Which camp were you in?
Well, there was they did like a new folk welcome for the new
yes.
folk that Saturday morning, and then Saturday night I think I jumped around to a couple different camps. I went to Coho and Camp Jews Don't Camp and Camp on This I think was
No, I can't. I don't know who they are.
so. But yeah, it was fun, and it kind of it had some of the same spirit. I mean, again, everything's a little different,
yeah, a little different.
but so what have you been up to in the last couple of months here? What has this been like for you all?
Yeah, we've done some home projects. Doing stuff that we didn't think we were gonna have time to do until the end of the year. So that's been good to have that. And I mean, just trying to use the time to get better at our craft and write and be creative, but then it can be hard too, you get the being torn between being grateful to have this time to try to use it productively, and then you feel guilty for having that time too,
Sure.
knowing that how many people are out there working harder than they've ever had to work in their lives because they're essential workers and out on the front lines, and it can make it hard to actually be productive and do things. And so I don't know, we kind of oscillate between actually getting things done and just trying to be kind to ourselves
Yeah,
and everybody.
yeah, that actually seems like a pretty common thread for people that I'm talking to, and for myself and people that I'm with here. It's some days, you feel productive and able to, make use of some of the time and some of the space, and other days it's just hard to get through it.
Get out, just to.
So,
And I mean, I think in a way, even when you don't do something that feels productive, it's still productive mentally, to
Right.
give yourself that rest, even when it doesn't feel like it.
I'm proud of you.
I'm a like, we have to do all these things type of person. So it's, I'm learning that self-care more
Yeah.
so, or like being able to appreciate that is useful, and
We
right.
balance each other out well.
we do.
Yeah. That's great. Had you had any like any big plans that were thwarted? I mean, it sounds like you were going to be touring. Were there releases or recordings coming up?
Yeah, we were actually in Australia when kind of all this came down.
Wow.
We really had a hesitation on going to Australia, especially in the few days leading up to it. But it wasn't quite at the point where we could call the whole thing off by ourselves.
Right.
So we ended up going there, playing a gig, sound checking for a festival, and they called the festival that right before we sound checked, actually.
Wow.
Yeah, we were like
Wow.
waiting to hear if it was going to happen or not, and then
Wow.
so yeah.
So
we
all
flew to
the
Australia
bands were
to play one
there.
show.
Yeah, all the bands were there, and we actually had this really sweet little show with two of the other bands and the faculty, or sorry, the facilitators of the festival, and then we flew home the next day.
Yeah, within 5 days we went there and back.
Wow.
Which is
It
way
was-
sooner than you wanted.
Yeah, you don't.
Yeah, that's a long flight.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just being on a plane for that long with people and they were coughing and just.
I was sure we were gonna
Yeah,
get
we
that.
just
There was a
were-
lady in the seat in front of us that was
Like, she was
coughing,
sick.
like
I
she was
mean,
sick, not sure with what, but some kind
Wow.
of respiratory illness, and
Wow.
yeah, somehow either we became carriers at that point, or
We don't. Know.
we don't
Yeah.
get it. We didn't get it. We
We
have
don't
no
know.
idea.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. That's something. How long had you planned to be in
Yeah,
Australia?
just
About
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then another one of the big things we were looking forward to is the Tuner Festival in Denmark in August, which also got canceled.
Yeah.
So we
And
were-
John Prime was supposed to be there, and
Yeah.
Oh wow.
yeah, huge
Wow.
bummer to lose
Yeah.
him and to not be able to go there this year.
Yeah. Wow.
We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, just thinking back through some of that stuff, it's just so much that has happened in these 2 months,
know.
and
And
Yeah.
just that it's June almost.
I know
What? Where did this year go? And
Yeah.
it's
for sure. So have you found like you've been able to write and create, or how's
we
that
have
been?
yeah,
Yeah.
we have written some new songs. We're gonna play a couple of them today actually.
Excellent.
And one of them it's kind of the premiere of it, I guess. We started a Patreon page, which I don't know, I'm sure you're familiar with that.
Yeah.
But if,
Well, tell the people about it.
yeah, tell the people. Basically, it's just a way for just an ongoing support of artists that you like their work and you want to get. It's either exclusive or early access to things, and so for us, that's new songs or cover songs that we're working up, or
Cool.
poetry that we're writing, that kind of thing. That's another thing we do. And so we share that with our patrons for a monthly donation, and it's variable. It's anywhere from $3 on up, and everybody gets everything. So it's just you do what you can do if that's something that you feel comfortable with. And yeah, so we shared one of the songs we're gonna play today. We shared with them, but it hasn't been played out publicly yet.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's really relaxed too. We've found it to be a refreshing way to share our art in not such a performance way.
Right.
It's more like
Sitting around a campfire or
A
something.
campfire,
You know, just
yeah.
sharing new stuff with a close group of friends or something. You know, it feels more relaxed and just, hey, here's this new thing. We don't know, you know, sometimes it
Right.
may not be something we know if we're going to even share publicly, but it's just something new we've created. And
feels
That's great. Yeah. No, and I actually, yeah, because I did check that page. I checked your page out, and I really loved that you did it the way you did, where like whichever level you donate at, you get everything, and it's like
Yeah,
that's
our
that's
friend,
awesome. 'Cause-
Corby Linker, do you know Corby?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, he we're a member of his page, and that's how he had done it. And
Okay.
we liked that. It was like, oh well, yeah, sense. You know, it just, we want
Yeah.
anyone that's taking part to be able to get it, and you do what you're comfortable with. And
Yeah,
or
that's
able-
awesome. Yeah, and it does seem like the kind of outlet where it's like you don't have to be pushing it all the time and like hyping, you know, hey everyone, come to this show or this show. It's like
Right.
it's
Yeah.
just there, and that's awesome. Well, hey, I love chatting with you guys, but I think people would probably rather hear you play music than talk to me at this point. I'm gonna grab my dog real quick so you can see him
Okay.
before
Oh,
I.
that'd be wonderful.
Here he is. Come here, buddy. He was feeling left out, so this is Gibson. That's my dog Gibson.
So cute.
So he's here to watch the show now too. But
Awesome.
so as you probably recall from playing a few times at the Warming House. Oh, before I get into this, I did want to mention we do have these shows happening every day at 4 o'clock through the rest of May here. Tomorrow it's Mary Bragg. Thursday it's Sarah Morris. Friday, I want to say Edie Carey, but I'm not positive. I know she's one of the days this weekend, but
Tune in to see.
tune in to see. Yeah, all kinds of great stuff coming up. So folks out there, come on back every day at 4 o'clock and see more great artists. But Pete and Crystal, as you probably recall from your days at the Warming House, we like to introduce folks by asking them a question. I'm going to ask you 2 questions. The first one, what musician would you most like to have breakfast or brunch with?
And is it the living or?
Could be
not
living or dead. Yeah.
I know what mine would be
Go.
right now. John Prine.
Ah, yeah.
It's just we're so sad to have never seen him live. You know,
Mhm.
it just and just hearing all the stories about him, he just seems like the kindest man, and it just would have been wonderful.
Well, I'd be there with you.
Yeah.
But
And I feel like I know yours.
who?
I'm guessing
Who you think?
Michael Hedges.
Oh man, that'd be good. No, I just had Verlin Thompson in my head.
That would be a fantastic breakfast.
Nice.
Oh my gosh, he's hilarious. Yeah.
That's great. Is he? I'm trying to remember. Is there a documentary about him out right now?
Verlin? So there's the new Guy Clark movie. I'm sure he's
Yeah.
heavily involved in that, but we haven't seen it. It was
Okay.
supposed to premiere at South by,
Yeah.
but I haven't really heard much about it otherwise.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking there was something about Berlin, but maybe I'm confused. But all right. Well, I would love to be at either of those breakfasts too. So
Yeah.
I think actually when I did this, I think last time that was my choice too. It was John Prine actually. But all right. Last question. Last bit from me. I would love to know from each of you, what is the first record you ever bought with your very own money? And of course, it could be a CD or tape or whatever it happened to be. But first recording.
I don't know for sure. Like, I feel like I remember. I don't know if I personally bought it or if I got my parents to.
That's
buy it,
close
but
enough.
I remember the two first. I got these little. I had a little like Fisher Price record player, and I had these 2 little 45s. One was Rod Stewart, Forever Young,
Awesome.
and the other was George Michael, Faith.
All right.
Yeah,
Sweet.
I remember those. That I don't know. There may have been something before, but I was pretty young when I got.
Wow.
And I'm a little younger than Crystal, so CDs were what was happening.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure it was Bush, the one with glycerine on it, but I don't remember the name of the album.
Wow. Awesome.
Yeah.
I like it.
Glad.
You know, of all of those, I would love to hear you two cover "Gotta Have Faith." I could totally see that working with
So,
mandolin.
We'll think
and-
about it.
yeah. We're learning a cover right now for a little project someone's doing that we're very much not doing it the way it was done. Like it'll be interesting. So that's going to be finding its way out to the interwebs
Pretty soon.
soonish.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, hey, thanks again for being here. It's so great to see you both, and I'm looking forward to listening to you play some music now. And everyone out there, thanks for being here. And here is Ordinary Elephant.
Thank you,
Thanks.
John.
Thank you for so much for having us. It was wonderful chatting with you. We're gonna take out our headphones
Yeah,
now.
if you need to desperately tell us something while this is going on, come back on the screen because we won't be able to hear you. Well, thank all of you for joining us in our house here in South Louisiana. We, as we mentioned earlier, if you were in on the beginning part of the interview, we were living on the road for 5 years. We just sold our travel trailer. It's the end of an era. But when we were first doing that, when we first decided to change our lifestyle and leave a home and start living on the road, we had to get rid of a lot of things. And we both were pretty good at Tetris growing up, and so we were pretty good at being able to pack all the things in to the smaller space of a mobile home. But the thing that we were not so good at was figuring out the weight of things and how that all came into play, because that's really important when you have a traveling home. And so we had to think about how much things weighed when we were going through them and say, is this worth the weight of it, as you know, for us to bring along. And the play on that phrase got stuck in my little songwriter brain, and I started thinking about all sorts of things that have weight beyond the physical, and we came up with this song. The window in the wood frame, you're afraid, thinking things only a kid can. You're 6 years old, but someday you'll be still.
Hey, I think there was a technical glitch here. Are you guys there? Uh, Folks, gonna ask for your patience. I think Ordinary Elephant had a technical issue with their connection, and we'll get them back on in just a second here, hopefully. So stay tuned. Just waiting for them to reconnect. I would tell a joke or two if I could think of one, but I think they'll be joining us really quickly here. So let's just hang on.
through your phone.
Yeah. All right, I think we're live.
Okay.
Well,
I think
hey
we're
there.
back.
Sorry.
We are back live.
Sorry.
We
Yeah.
don't know what happened.
I don't know what happened either. I came on and told a joke, or no, I didn't. I threatened to, but so I think everyone's still with us. So I'm
Cool.
gonna jump back off, and
Okay.
good to see you again.
Yeah.
All right, thanks.
Fine. So it's definitely okay that it's
Yeah.
on your phone. Okay. Sorry about that, everybody. We're on a different camera now. And
Hey, it just froze again. Pete and Crystal, not sure if you can see this or not, but let's try fixing this again. Hang on.
Okay.
okay, we think it's really fixed now.
Yep.
Gotta switch it to live cam.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for sticking with us and while we sort that out. Okay, third time's a charm, right? The window in the wood frame you're afraid, thinking things only a kid can. You're 6 years old, but someday you'll be standing where I am. More of a man, more you won't understand. You will wonder if it's worth the wait. The worry, wait. Okay,
Trying a different internet connection
Sorry,
this
y'all.
time.
do the
Like comments.
okay.
Fourth time's the
Fourth
charm.
time's the that's yeah. We said the wrong saying. That's yeah. Okay.
Goodness.
Window in wood frame you're afraid, thinking things only a kid can. You're 6 years old, someday you'll be standing where I am. More of a man, more you won't understand. You will wonder if it's worth the wait. The worry that wears you down. Have your life's been figuring out how to make the other half count? You can count on asking yourself if what you're doing is enough. You're anything like me when you grow up. Scattered puzzle on the table, big pictures start to take shape. Every piece has a place to fall, but you've got mistakes to make. Green enough to bend, pure enough to break. You will wonder if it's worth the wait. The worry that wears you down. Have you what you're doing is enough. If you're anything like me, when you grow up, you will question the fight and how it is won. You will fight the question of whether it can be done. Keep kind, all that rises from your chest to your tongue. Don't ever let your words do the work you've done. Sunlight through the kitchen window, your shadow stands up taller than you. 36 years old, and someday I will stand up taller too. For all the talk I talk is something I can live up to. 'Cause I still wonder if it's worth the wait. The worry that wears me down. I'm still figuring out how to make it all count. And I can count. I'm asking myself if what I'm doing is too much. Let you be who you want to be when you grow up.
All right.
Yay!
Cool.
It went through the whole song without going out.
Oh, and there is a Verlin Thompson documentary.
That's exciting information.
Sweet dreams do come true.
Thanks,
Saga
Michelle,
Gavlin
for letting
Trofeo.
us know that. We hopefully that's all good. Warming House says it's sounding great. Good. I'm glad to know it is coming through all right. You know, we all learn from our families. You know, our families are teachers, and they're the parts of your family sometimes that you maybe don't want to be have as part of your family, that you know who you don't want to be like, and then there are the parts of your family that are the good teachers, and they're the kind of folks that you want to emulate. And this next song comes from that side of your family, that part. And this one's called Jenny and James. Jenny was a good woman, James was a gentleman. Pushed hard against the pushback, love like porcelain. Was a work of art, got stronger under fire. Got judged for being what it was worth the fight. Don't forget what you come from. Don't forget what you come from. Jenny showed up at 16. James was born right down the street to a name that told him that he should be everything he didn't do, people he didn't talk to. Jenny and James, they didn't care who knew. Don't forget what you come from. Don't forget what you come from. what you come from. Don't forget 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 what you come from. Well, yay, the video lasted through that one as well. I think we're on an up streak now.
Neil's here.
Oh, hey Neil. Hope you're feeling better on the mend. Well, those two songs are on our most recent album, which is called Honest, and Warming House just had its birthday. Our album just had its birthday, its first birthday, and those songs were both on it. We have like we had talked with John about, we have been writing during this time. So we have a couple new ones that we're going to do for you today. And right after we got back from Australia, it was all just a lot to take in. You know, we had just flown across the ocean, and we're just trying to take it all in and try to be kind to ourselves and I'm one of those people who just has to use every minute of the day, you know, to try to get all the things done. And it's just, this is a different time, and that's not really possible. It's never been possible, actually. But I'm realizing it now. And you know, sitting on our porch and just kind of letting the moment be. Just let it, just not trying to make it be something it wasn't. And this song started coming, you know, words and then more words and a melody. And, yeah, so this is a new one. It's called Once Upon a Time. Tell me that story again, darling. One where we all end up alright. Tell me that story again, darling. Wasn't it true once upon a time? Wasn't it true once upon a time? I'll keep it up with the laundry. You keep it up with the car. I guess things aren't really changing here. It sure feels like they are. It sure feels like they are. Got good dogs, got a good porch. Got eyes to see and we've got a good view. Got ears to hear and we are listening. story getting all it? Won't we all end up alright? Tell me that story getting all it. Wasn't it true once upon a time? Wasn't it true once upon a time? Wasn't it true? Wasn't it true once upon a time? Wasn't it true? Wasn't it true once upon a time? Wasn't it true? Tell me that story again, darling. Wasn't it true? Tell me that story again, darling. Wasn't it true? Tell me that story again, darling. Wasn't it true? Tell me that story again, darling. Wasn't it true? Wasn't it true once upon a time? Wasn't it true? Wasn't it true once upon a time? Thank y'all for joining us today and sticking through the technical difficulties. It feels good to play our songs for other humans besides our dogs, other than get a sense for how spoiled our dogs probably are by that statement.
How long it's been since we've interacted with people.
Yeah. Well, something that we do other than songs, we mentioned earlier with talking with John, is poetry, and that's something that I did before songs. That was kind of where I was always a writer before I was a songwriter, and a lot of that came out in the form of poetry, and so that's something I've continued doing. And last year, or whenever we did the Kickstarter for our last album, we decided to make a book of poetry and have that be one of the rewards. And then we printed more and have been toting them around with us when we've been able to tour before now. But we still have them in our closet, and so we'd be happy to mail you one. But I'm gonna read you something from our poetry book, and this is one that I don't think I've ever read this one at a show or anything. I've not read it out loud, but it feels appropriate right now. So this one's called Leaves on a Trail. Crunching underfoot, leaves fallen from one home to another. It's strange how something so soft can come to shatter. I guess we all do, when deprived of enough of what was keeping you soft. Just a little short one, but it feels like we're all at risk of that right now, becoming that leaf and losing what's keeping us human and soft, and we're working to try to not lose those things and to just stay connected where we can, and this is a wonderful way to do that. So thank you again, Warming House, for inviting us, and all the other artists that you've invited this month. It's a really cool thing to do it every day. So there's still a few more days of the month, so make sure to tune in for that. But one, I mentioned earlier, trying to learn better self-care, and to this next song we're going to do is realizing that that the downtime can be just as important, and that a lot of times things can wait until tomorrow, and this is one we haven't played publicly yet. We have a Patreon page that we share new things with, either exclusively or first looks at things. So new songs, or sometimes I do audio recordings of the poetry also. So this is one we've shared with our patrons, but this is our first time sharing it out. So we hopefully I'll remember all the words. But thank you. This is going to be our last tune. So thank you for joining us. And if you like what you've been hearing, we're going to be playing a couple more times this week on Thursday and on Saturday. If you go to our Facebook page or our website, ordinaryelephant.net, it has all the details. And those are both kind of ticketed events where it's a little like an intimate little evening where you pay a small donation and you're invited into this kind of private room. So we'll try to make it feel a little bit more like a real show. So thank you again for joining us. 1, 2, 3, 4. I keep waiting for the dreams to stop with all their dying eyes. The face always one I love, the hands always mine. Like a street dog waiting in the morning light, not sure how to trust, just a silhouette in my doorway, trying to remember who I was. There's a deal waiting for no one, can see it out the screen door, asking me what I'm waiting for. Maybe tomorrow, maybe tomorrow. There are days when hope is a ghost, just a brush across my cheek, but it hangs around in my heart like the ghosts of old dogs that never leave. So I made a promise to be kind, take it slow, let myself breathe. But fear blows in like smoke, that promise gets hard to keep. There's a deal waiting for no one, can see it out the screen door, asking me what I'm waiting for. Maybe tomorrow, maybe tomorrow. Thank you all so much for being here. We love sharing our songs with you. So please, feel free to follow us and find us at other live streams. We'd love to keep connecting with you. And thank you again to the Warman House for having us. Have a wonderful rest of your afternoon.
Bye.